Psychology is the study of the human mind and its functions, while mass communication is the study of how efficient and effectively we can convey our message to our audience. As a result, we need the psychological concepts to help us in the way we convey our message. Let's look at Walt Disney as a brand with most of the examples based on their movies. This is the message Disney is trying to convey. The movies are created in a way that caters more to a person's right brain, the area that is more receptive to symbols, images, fantasies, and in charge of emotions and imagination. Disney authors books that parents can read to their child to stimulate their imagination. Then, there are those Disney movie plots that have such dramatic twists to the story, like that in The Little Mermaid. This part of the brain is heavily utilized when it comes to their movies, as it consists of the visual association area, which is where visual input is converted into meaningful visuals. This happens when the consciousness accepts the sensory impressions, followed by a process of association of connecting other conceptions with the content of the perception, thus giving it meaning. The visual processing area is also found here, where it takes in the colors we see and recognizes objects and people. These are just raw experiences of stimuli experienced by our five senses. This phenomena is known as the diminished sensitivity to a stimulus as a consequence of constant exposure to it. For example, the constant vibrant colors of Atlantis City in The Little Mermaid will wear on the audience after some time, and the brain cells will fire significantly less in response to it, and this results in a lack of attention. Disney addressed this problem by developing a movie ride that is all sensory. In this case, the audience is able to watch the movie but experience some of the key sensations the characters would have felt in the movie, like droplets of water on their faces when Donkey sneezes. This ensures that none of the senses are overused. This is just meaningful sensory experiences after the brain processes and combines the sensations. Top-down processing is more evident in the recent Disney movies, whereby our expectations and beliefs come into play when forming our perception. Take, for example, The Princess and the Frog. Princesses are expected to be white and hence beautiful, general stereotype, and then marry a white prince to portray a typical happily ever after. Our Princess Tiana is an African-American princess, and based on the expectations that beautiful princesses are white, she is seen to be plain and ugly. In addition, based on the belief that happily ever afters are achieved when white princesses marry a white princess, Princess Tiana marrying a white prince was not considered to be a happily ever after. This is a learning process that occurs when two stimuli are repeatedly paired. A response which is at first elicited by the second stimulus is eventually elicited by the first stimulus alone. Disney exposes her brand from dominating the movie industry to breaking into the retail one to let the audience know that Disney is everywhere they go and that only with her will your dream come true. This image is basically showing you how classical conditioning works. Converting a short-term memory to a long-term one is time-dependent, whereby the experience needs to be repeated. Disney does this by expanding their coverage to more than just movies, as I have mentioned in the previous slide, so that the brand will bombard the target audience practically all the time, and then ensuring that the message in the short-term memory will be encoded in the long-term one. Attention is affected by all these components, and Disney has ensured that most, if not all, of their movies fulfill all the three boxed components. Thank you. So once again, we have used Disney as an example to show why psychology is important in the way we communicate and hence important to us mass comm students.